Hey, this is Sarah. Look, I'm standing out front of AM/PM right now, and well, you're sweet and all, but I found something more fulfilling, even kind of cheesy, but I like it. Sure, you met some of my dietary needs, but they've just got it all. So farewell, oatmeal. So long, you strange, soggy
Break up
breakfast.
with bland breakfast and taste AM/PM's Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit. Made with cage-free egg, smoked bacon, and melty cheese on a buttery biscuit. AM/PM, too much good stuff.
Let's talk about books, Jody. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the weird things and the good things that we read. Let's talk about books.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent Book Club. We are here with Shelly and myself recording another amazing book club to share with y'all some great books that we've read or amazing other things that we've consumed digitally or visually. I don't know. And then things that are happening around town. So, what's been going on, Shelly? You've had a lot going on recently.
Yeah, baseball's happening. The horns kicking butt, and that's very exciting. Some big news for our Jody media is ladies of Left Field are stepping off of Adjacent and are going to have their own platform.
Yeah.
And so those of you guys that have loved the ladies of Left Field, go find them on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and follow them. And definitely, they're still part of our family, and they just have a unique following, and are doing so well. They don't need to piggyback, and so they're doing great, and it's very exciting. So we'll definitely link that in all of our notes. And we this week we will be tomorrow will be the first episode of Dateable AF, which is a Dr. Kyle, who we interviewed at the beginning of the year about dating, and one of her friends, Rachel Howe, are coming together under Jody Media to do Dateable AF, which is about women dating women and all the ins and outs of that process. And I've been editing a couple of their episodes today, and they're very, very informative and entertaining. And so give them a try on Dateable AF. And last week, Las Comadres came on board and are doing incredible. It's an Spanish.
Are incredible.
Yeah, they're kicking butt. And so if you speak Spanish or want to learn Spanish, that's a great episode with our friend Leticia and Veronica and Melissa. They're a lot of fun. And so that has been, consuming very enjoyably a lot of my time, and it's been fun being part of that process and watching all of this grow and get all this good podcasting out. And so we have 11 Jump sponsoring us this month, and we'll be meeting with Charisma in the next couple of days to do an interview about 11 Jump and everything she's doing. You can't wait to share that with everybody. We've been doing a lot of cross-marketing on LinkedIn and social media, to share 11 Jump with our listeners and sharing Adjacent with her followers. And so that those collaborations are so great, and I think it's been mutually beneficial. And so we're, if you'd like to be one of our monthly sponsors, give us a call, give Shelly a call. My number's in the notes. Shoot me an email. We would love for you to come on as a monthly sponsor. So yeah, that's been my busy time.
Yeah, I know. You're like running Jody Media. And if you want to start a podcast and you think this is something that's a driving force, let us know. We'll tinker with the idea. We might be able to bring you on board, or we can help give you some feedback onto how we started. And we were so lucky to meet some people in left field who have their own podcast, and it's exciting to see people reaching out and connecting with one another in different ways, and as we say, in multifaceted ways, like a diamond. So I'm really excited about, these are just some of our beginning things that we're working on, but we also have some other things behind the scenes that are being worked on. And I do want to give a big shout out to Egon and Kim Stogboyer for their generous donation. Again, if you want to be a sponsor or donate, we're super excited to have anything that anybody would like to give us, even if it's just a margarita at Matt's. We love margaritas at Matt's. And Shelly got to hang out in Matt's this week and saw some fun stuff happening.
I know. I thought I was just joining the group for dinner, and joined Mark and Katie and Casey and Barn and PJ, and in comes 3 of the baseball players and their families, and we're sitting, hook 'em, and we had a great dinner, and it was after a sweep, and everybody in Matt's was so excited to see them. It was like being at the celebrity table, which I was not prepared for. But I had a very generous table pick up the tab of our entire table, and I wish I had their. I know. I wish I had their name and number so I could send them a thank you card. It was exactly. We could send you a postcard. It was very lovely, but I feel like the team felt very celebrated and appreciated, and lots of fun things.
Players, all those athletes, they work so hard, and they bring such a way for people to connect, but also have an escape from like crazy things that are going on in their lives. Just like going to a play or to a movie or to an amazing dinner. It's the same type of thing. You're getting an experience with people and watching them do really their art and their passion. We got to hang out with Randy and Tiffany and Betsy and David, and they're amazing kids, and they're all UT Longhorns. It was just so fun to watch these families come together and celebrate their kids. And I just felt so like blessed to have them at our home and just to get to experience and see their love for one another and how they support each other. It was just such a lovely time. And so I hope they'll come back and get on the podcast with us, because I think Betsy and Tiffany could do their own show. They are so funny, and they could have all their kids on, and their kids are gorgeous and amazing and talented. And, I'm so impressed. It was so fun hanging out with them. I know John had a ball hanging out in the stadium for the baseball game and then going out to the Yeti Field. We had a yummy dinner at Yama's. If you haven't been to Yama's on Balcones over my house, let me know, because I'd love to meet you there. And they have some of the best food, Greek food in town. So,
and Yama's is, if you haven't been to Yama's, highly recommend it. It is a lot of Greek people eat there, and they're gorgeous,
and their wait staff is just so
stunning.
Great.
Yeah,
and the food is spot on.
It feels. I've been in there 3 or 4 times, and every single time it feels like a party. It's like,
So I don't remember. I don't know if you remember this, but okay. So when we were at Yama's, you weren't there, but they come out with these big, like, those sparkling candles that just look like a big firework that's about to go off. And they have the loudspeakers go off and go, happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to ya, whatever. And I remember when we were kids, if we would go to restaurants and we would say happy birthday, so that somebody unfortunately had to come and sing us birthday because we were trying to embarrass each other.
And it was every single time.
Tiffany, but John was like, no, it's not her birthday. I was like, John, go with it.
Nah, that's so funny.
I just want the candle. I want to see like what happens. I think it's so funny.
I know. We did that all the time, and it was like we ate at the same places, and every single time we went there, it was somebody's birthday.
Like, it's her birthday.
I think we did it at Olive Garden a lot.
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm surprised we didn't run into like the Peñas and all of them who were getting married. I mean, it would be like, okay, we're going to the Olive Garden. Ouch, my stomach hurts. And then we would like, then you come out and sing happy birthday. Yeah, we did crazy stuff like that all the time. Just
Oh, it was so fun.
kind of heckle each other. I guess it was just.
It was like, who can embarrass
I'm bringing the back today because the way they were celebrating at Yamas, I'm like, everybody should have that celebration.
Yeah, it's like when Katie had that, everybody started cheering, Katie.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that sounded really fun that y'all got to experience that. It was like,
Yeah.
strange. I know that NIL money is very interesting.
Wow.
A toothpaste back in the tube, it's out.
It's out. Good luck.
Good luck.
I think it happened.
Yes, I think these players are like living large.
Yeah.
And you know what? More power to them. I'm hoping, but I do think
It's so fun.
it has to be regulated a little bit. But it is fun to, be at a table where you're a recipient of some
Some of the bonus.
I mean, I'm like, you want to go to dinner? I mean, I would.
But I've said this a couple of times. It's like, I'll be your NIL sugar mama. Like, I will help you manage your NIL money.
All you would do, Shelly, is say, you're broke. It's in the state. You're broke. Nope. You don't need that.
You don't need that.
Tennis shoes from Walmart. They have the same cushion as the really good ones. Your NIL kid would be like, man, this stinks.
Yeah, this sucks.
And then later they'd be like, oh my gosh, look how much money I still have.
Exactly. It's like, I can retire at 25.
Maybe you can explain it to me. So NIL money, you get endorsements, of course, from different companies or brands, right? And and then you can get some royalties off of your number or your jersey or any likeness of you, which is only fair for sure. Like, it's not really fair to see your name on the back of everybody, like, like any player with their number. And then in the past, they didn't get any money from that. It all went to the universities, right? Am I right?
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think NIL has been happening the whole time.
Well, they're just legal NIL. And now they're basically saying, let's bring the darkness into the light a little. And that's really going on. But you can also, it's like the president of the United States, can receive gifts, but they're not allowed to receive gifts. So now NIL, college athletes can receive gifts in kind from different donors or people buying them dinner, or somebody might say, here's a car, and I mean, I'm just assuming also that they're going to have to start paying taxes on that. So those players, you need to be aware you have to pay taxes on those in-kind gifts. So be careful. You're going to have to start claiming it. I don't know if you have to claim somebody buying you dinner at Matt's, but if somebody buys you a car or a house or, you know, something giant, it's really putting a twist on the sports because a lot of players are leaving. There's not a lot of brand loyalty as there used to be, or team loyalty. And so it's changing the game. It's changing the game. And as I like to say, evolve or die.
Well, and we see this in real estate is, you know, a big company moves to Austin and they buy the win. They buy the real estate team. They buy the big producers. And then they're like, yeah, we're the number one team in Austin. And it's like, well, yeah, you bought the win. And I get it, you know, and so that's what happens. I don't know. I really don't have a chicken in the fight. It's not really even. I'm glad that the University of Texas is benefiting from it. It's like that's great. That's great. I'm so grateful that these athletes are getting this opportunity very openly instead of behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And jeopardizing opportunities for themselves. And I hope that the coaches and the CDC and stuff like that are being smart enough that they're teaching them how to manage their money and the situation, and they're getting that opportunity to learn that while they're in college instead of going.
Hear from someone that there is direct education happening with athletes to help them with mitigating the issues that happen when you are all of a sudden having a windfall of funds.
Yes.
Because you don't want to end up like past athletes that didn't have a nest egg or they didn't have a second career, and then they jeopardize their livelihood, and then it can cause severe anxiety, depression, and all of those things. They're a big feeder into that. So, yeah, you may be high on the hog one day, and then I think it's feast or famine, as they say.
Feast or famine. I don't understand, and I would love to see the data on this. Maybe J-Bo can share the data on it since he's researching it. Maybe Brandon. It does seem to change the dynamic of the team in a positive way, because even if you're not that top, the big scorer, the big bat, the big pitcher, it is giving them an opportunity to engage and participate and access some of the NIL by doing some of the events and some of the social community stuff. And I would assume that it is making them more engaged in the team. I know if they get offered more money.
I've always been like, get on that coattail.
Yeah.
You never know if it's going to catapult you to the next level. I'm just fascinated by it.
I'm fascinated by it.
I find, and I think what's also extremely fascinating is, these players that I've been saying this for years. Now, I do think the NIL money is taking it to a different level, of course. And I think it can make people say, well, I only want to work where I get high dollar of NIL money, right? But every team is competitive now. Do not turn your back on the smallest team. You have to understand that there are incredible athletes out there, but maybe there was something that kept them from getting into a D1 or whatever, but they are, look at Texas State. I feel like it is such a competitor. There are smaller areas of the college sports arena that are extremely competitive. So I'm like, do not discount that small school anymore. You never know who you're going to get out there on that field. And so I think it brings the, it up. It does make me feel a little sad for the olden days when it's not so feeling like a professional sport. I kind of liked, watching people kind of chase their tail a little around.
Well, I mean, I think we both love a Rudy story. Like, we love the underdog.
Absolutely. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, on another note, what did you consume this week? What were your big things that you were into other than baseball? Baseball really consumed a lot of our time, I think, and that work with you, like working your butt off for Jody Media and me over in school world.
Yeah.
What did you consume this week? I did not have a lot of time to consume.
So I read Michael Richards Kramer from Seinfeld's book, Entrances and Exits. And I really enjoyed it. He's very spiritual. He goes through the whole, tells this story very well. If you're an audio book, he does the reading.
Okay.
And just walking into that Seinfeld situation. And I don't know if you remember this, but he was on Fridays, Jody. He was the adult man that would pretend that he was a kid and play with his little army figures on Fridays. And no, he like blew up the sets and everything.
Oh,
crazy and silly.
Yes.
And so, and I loved Fridays growing up. I thought that was so funny because we didn't really watch Saturday Night Live, but we could sneak in a little Fridays. And so he tells his story, and yes, there were plenty of missteps, and but him navigating it, and definitely was a hard process. And I just have to say, I'm like, being a celebrity and everything, it's like, this is hard and sad and intense. It's like, why? What's the draw? And I know it's millions and millions of dollars, and
Maybe.
Yeah, some very little.
Sometimes people just want to do their art, and then it takes them down a road that brings them to celebrity to a level that also brings a lot of, down and drama parts to it. Because I was listening to something where they were like, she was like, well, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but it gives me anxiety to read all the comments of all the people that are just commenting. And then she had some good advice where the person said, don't read them.
Don't read them.
It's just going to make you feel really like, oh, I need to change. Kind of like Ashley Manley, where she was like, I would read it and then I would just perseverate a little bit on, I'm paraphrasing, on how to change the book and stuff. We've talked about this a lot. It's like, do you have to make a comment? I don't know. Do you? If you're going to say something cruel. So I can't imagine why some people put themselves in some of those levels of celebrity, like where people are going to really talk about it in such a mean way. Also, I don't know why people have time to really post a lot of meanness.
Yeah.
Like, don't you have something to do? Because my mom used to say, oh, you're bored? Come here, I'll help you, because I've got plenty for you to do if you're bored. I have to write these things on Twitter.
Agreed. The interesting thing, and I would assume most people will not read Michael Richards' book because he crossed the line on some things and people are mad at him.
He definitely was canceled. He said something very not okay, and but he owns it. You said he owns it.
He owns it, and I think there is a big push for everybody to understand that that everybody's human and we don't know, what their traumas were. And this guy had a lot of childhood trauma. He had a lot of childhood trauma and not to give anybody a pass, but I know there is a movement. It's like we have to forgive people of their mistakes because we don't know where they're coming from. And so I really enjoyed his book. It felt very, very heartfelt to me, and I would recommend it if he does probably about 10 chapters on Seinfeld, and if you enjoyed Seinfeld, some good insight. And so I would recommend it. I also read The Me I Used to Be by Jennifer Ryan, and that, can I give a little bit of it? Because I want to make you kind of want to read it. It's a good book. She was in a predicament where she was driving a truck and it had stolen items in it, but she didn't know she was doing a favor for a family member. And she ended up going to prison. This is a fiction book. This is somebody's real life, but she ended up going to prison, and then it's what happened afterwards and how she got her life back together. And the character was very inspiring because she was so forgiving. And a lot of stuff that happened in prison was very, very traumatic, but she found peace and, was just such a giver. And so I really enjoyed that book. And then Jody, you read this earlier, Little Secrets.
Love it.
Jennifer Hillier, and I mean that it was a lot. It was a lot of twists and turns.
I think that was one that I didn't know. I think I was like, oh, I didn't know which way it was going to go. And that's very, very
this is why I wanted to bring it up. About halfway through, I was like, surely not. And then it was like, yep.
I know.
And it made me laugh so hard when she was like, like, you're lying to me, to her the partner, and it was like, hey, coffee.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you're so mad, really?
Oh, like Lisa Renna when she's like, you're so mad at me. You're just so angry. Do you remember that? She's talking to what's her name? The one that has the new show on Bravo. Oh, she's so funny. She's the one that was on the beach movie, the beach show, and she was married to, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to yes, it's very good.
Is it Bette Midler?
No. No, on Bravo.
What beach movie?
So Lisa Renna was really mean to because they were basically trying to say that Lisa Renna was really mean to one of the housewives of where Denise Richards was supposedly having an affair with Brandy Glanville. And so she said to her, she goes, you're so angry, when she was calling her out on it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, everybody was lying, everybody was having their thing, and then it's like, you're so angry. And then they were all of them were lying with each other. I don't even know if they were having an affair, but Brandy Glanville was saying that she had an affair with with Denise Richards, which has not been proven. It's alleged. But then, of course, Lisa Rinna has to throw her, her hat in there. And they were like really good friends. So it really like broke their friendship up. It was.
But I hate that arguing technique of gaslighting is like you're having a big feeling about this.
Well,
and it's like, well, they all are because everybody's a liar.
If saying something you didn't do, you're going to be upset about it. I mean, if you did and you're getting caught, you're like, why are you putting this on camera? Like, this is not what friends do. And they had like a 30-year friendship. Whatever.
Jody, I've taken a break from Bravo, but I saw some very exciting.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself?
It just was stressing me out. I was like, I was starting to have anxiety.
Why?
Like, and just all their fighting. I was like, oh, why are they fighting about this? But I heard that my favorite Bravo person is gonna be on Real Housewives of New York.
Who?
Paige. She's
What?
joining the cast, but yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. We're gonna have to get Madison. We're gonna have a play-by-play. Bravo
is gonna run this town.
We're gonna have to call it like Paige's Playhouse, and we just talk about everything Paige does on.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. People watch it even more. Okay, I love the old Housewives of New York.
Yeah.
I love that whole thing. It became a little problematic at times, but in your old age, you are problematic. I'm all for Paige. I love their fashion on the new Housewives of New York. I think, although Shelly, they literally just, and these women are in stellar shape. Like,
yeah.
And they have like teeny tiny boobies, and they just wear like these see-through shirts. And I'm just like, I could never. I could never wear. My areolas are like bigger than my face. It would not be beautiful. I just cannot wear that. I don't know how people wear that. I'm just like, but they carry it off, and it's not costumey, because sometimes you'll watch some shows and it seems a little like too avant-garde. This is like they take it to the next level, but they're also thinking about like, all right, all my parts are kind of covered ish.
No, I think that's great.
Okay.
No, I was trying to find it was somebody else was going to be joining the cast with Paige, and I was like, oh, that's going to be fun.
Yes, they are thinking, finally. I think that's a great way to get a younger crowd with that older crowd, but it's going to be about fashion. I just don't think that they need to have any kind of like, what is the word? It's like almost like an orchestrated drama that you don't need. It's like they're overproducing themselves. Don't overproduce. Be raw, be honest. Go out in the town. I saw her on TikTok page with a new shampoo commercial with like getting really glossy hair, and I was like, I was all in, because I was going to tell you all my favorite podcasts this week that I'm really into. I really love Two Judgy Girls. They talk a lot about Bravo. It's kind of my Bravo fix, and it's really fun. And they're from the West Coast, and that's fun. I do love Giggly Squad. I do think they have a little too many commercials, but I do love their brand and how they're all about girl power. And then they also talk about like things that are going on in their real life, and they're funny and silly and just, but also like are really about like building up women. I love that they when they're a friend to you, they're a friend, and you can tell. And I love Bravo Docket, where they go through all of the Bravo
Oh yeah.
and all that stuff. I love like smart podcasts like that. I think one of them lives in Texas and one lives like in LA. They're two lawyers, female lawyers, and I love that. And then I'm going to tell you another one. Please, Shelly, you have to listen to it. It's called Bros and Shows. And it's guys, it used to be called the Bravo Bros. And they talk about Bravo, but they're men. And they talk about their love for Bravo, and it's so cute. Like they're funny stories. And they're pretty real. Like they tell you like, that person's really bothering me.
Oh my gosh, I wanna listen to that one for sure. That sounds hilarious.
So it's really cute. And
Yeah.
there's been the book I read this week was The Golden Couple by Greer, Hendricks, and Sarah Pekkanen. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, it's about a couple who go into therapy together because one of them had an extramarital affair, and then you kind of see some things that come out of the therapy. And it's not a self-help book. It is definitely a full.
It's not a self-help book.
I'd say don't do anything that they.
Yeah, it's a cautionary tale.
Cautionary tale. But I thought it was it's a good book. It kept me on the edge. And it's a pretty quick read. I like the different characters. They're definitely, obviously, upper middle class. And then how, sometimes you think for upper middle or very wealthy people, it's easy for them to divorce. But from what I've seen from Kyle Richards, very hard for people to divorce if they have money, because there's a lot of assets that need to be divided, different companies, different properties. It's like, okay, is it cheaper to keep her or him?
Yeah.
Like, can we make this work and just be cordial and like just kind of we can live our separate lives, or do we go deep down and like divorce each other, move on, and find our peace that way? It's kind of hard to know. I also watched White Lotus again. I'm almost finished with the third, but spoilers, so I already know what's gonna happen. And I was like,
but they start off the season by showing you what's gonna happen.
No, but I heard the spoilers like
about all the sex.
Well, that yeah. I don't get that part, but I'm a person that when that stuff comes up, I'll fast forward. I won't always like pay attention to it.
And Jody, that's the Real Housewives just became like, hey, we're just trying to shock everybody. We're just trying to shock.
I do know it turned a lot of people off to the series. I think that there is a lot of shock factors in the series, but I felt like that with what was that one with Kevin Spacey and where he was the president? I felt like
Postcards.
A lot of shock value.
Yeah.
I feel like people sometimes like try to push the envelope a little too much, and then I am like, I just find it off-putting. I'm like, I think you're trying to push some kind of weird agenda, or you're trying to be a shock value person, and then for me, it's like you're losing me. Not that I'm your avatar, I get it. I'm not your avatar. But it kind of reminds me of the Emperor's New Clothes. And okay, I'm not cool enough then, and that's okay. I don't have to be cool enough. I didn't see his clothes. He was naked walking down the aisle. Like, I don't have to be that cool. I understand my prudence, my what I'm looking for is real plot points. And it's like when I would tell students in writing, it's like, if you're going to add dialogue, it needs to move the story along. And if it's not, then it's wasteful. Get rid of it. You're not writing a comic strip here. You're writing a story with real dialogue. And I feel like sometimes, it's like when John and Will and Lisa and I went to New York and we saw the goat. And every other word, fuck the goat. You fuck the goat. Why did you have sex with the goat? And then it was about a man who had bestiality with a goat. It won a bunch of Tonys. And I was like, I guess it's Emperor's New Clothes. I don't get that stuff. I didn't think that it helped the story. There were a lot of dynamics in the family that could have been addressed without bringing the goat in. It wasn't a live goat. They didn't have sex with a live goat on stage. It was an off-Broadway show. Will picked it out. All of us were like, why'd you pick it out? He didn't know what it was about. And then we went and we were all like, what just happened to all of us?
Is that why you came up with that question on Single Ready to Mingle?
No, I did not come out of
that. Full circle. Full circle.
Anyway, I think sometimes there are directors and artists who try to push the envelope, and it's like, why are you doing that? There was no point in that whole storyline at all.
Can I ask you, there's a character in White Lotus that is from Austin.
Oh, is it the actress or the...
Her character is from Austin.
The fancy, yeah, who brings her friend to White Lotus, and then...
No, it's her friend with the short blonde hair is the one from Austin. And she portrays Austin so bad.
I know. I actually thought it had nothing to do with Austin. I think they're just... It's not what I know Austin to be about.
Agreed. I was like, wow.
She was more from Dallas.
Yeah. I found it very entertaining. The three ladies and how they would, two of them would gossip about the other two.
It's called triangulation.
Yeah. I was like, oh my lands, this was so sad. But it happens. It's like,
well, also they had very little in common. And
oh my gosh.
I will watch, if it's a series that we're all talking about or something, I'll watch it in my living room, and I usually don't fall asleep.
Well, I think Parker Posey is hilarious.
He's from Monroe, Louisiana, and she knows some of our friends that, grew up there. They all knew Parker Posey. They kind of like grew up together. So it is kind of funny to hear her. And she does a great job now. Part of this is based off of Southern Charms, the Ravenel family. Family. They basically, and evidently the dad, who loses it a little bit, a lot. He quoted some of Thomas Ravenel's quotes from Southern Charm. That's what I heard.
Okay, I mean, we need to reach out to bro shows and get them to do a bit on it.
Bros and shows. I like bros. They were the Bravo bros or bros and Bravo or something, but they changed their name. They changed their brand a little.
They wanted to branch out. That's a good branch out. Anyway, I enjoyed watching it. It's even though it keeps putting me to sleep. And now the T-Rab factor is gonna make me shut up.
I know. I'm gonna deep dive that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other new books that you're gonna be looking into?
I'm halfway through Ashley's book. It's so good. I can't wait. It's a little harder for me to get through. Just sitting down and reading right now, but
yeah, you're busy. You're a busy lady.
It's busy. It's camp season, and for those of y'all not in Austin, it is absolutely beautiful in Austin right now.
This is the time to come. Don't come in August.
Yeah, it's so beautiful right now. It's just breathtaking.
And if you ever need the Airbnb, reach out to us because we have some that we can hook you up with for sure.
Yeah, between us, we have 3 Airbnbs.
I have one, and it's a great place to stay. And we, what are they called? Super hosts.
Yes, for Superhost with Airbnb and love it. And
to expand some other directions. So keep listening. But this time of year is one of my favorite times of the year. We're having cool mornings and a little warmer in the afternoons, but we are enjoying this weather. Everything's green and blooming and beautiful. All the rose bushes around town are like, oh, it looks so pretty.
It's so pretty. And we have blue bonnets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue bonnets are popping. And it's in our Airbnb this weekend. And they're checking in tomorrow and staying till Monday. There's a group from Canada that's coming down to play golf. They're like,
this is a great time to play golf. Great time to play golf. Also, if you need any golf recommendations, Shelly could guide you to golf recommendations from Adrian, or we can ask some of our good buddies.
Yeah, we can ask Richard Etheridge. She's back at Burnt Creek.
Back at Burnt Creek. So anyway,
I love you so much.
I love you too. Can't wait to see you in IRL.
That's right. Texas.
Yeehaw.